you may be able to save a great deal of time if you can get access to an original site survey plan. Here's an example here of a site. There's a road here called Andrea Crescent, and this is a survey done many years ago in imperial units. I think I saw somewhere on here it was done in 1971, so we're looking at a 50-year-old plan, but the survey will be accurate. What we'd like to be able to do is to recreate this survey. We've got enough measurements in here, but it would be very hard to construct this site plan using distance, bearings and angles and so on. It's far easier to draw over the top of the original plan. So it's just a matter of going draw, raster image, move to where your lot plan is stored, and we just say insert it, and we'll go OK. We're not going to specify any particular scale as we put it in. I've changed my drawing colour to red, so all we have to do is draw over. So I'll say draw line, and what I'll do is zoom in here, and I'm looking at the arc that runs around there, so about that point there would be the start. Now I'll hold my wheel of the mouse down as I pan up here, and then I need to go somewhere like so, and zoom out again, and again zoom in on each corner, and I click, and then I come back to here. Always zoom right in to position yourself. I'm positioning at the angled line and the one going vertically down. I'll pan up. A little bit tedious, but always zoom right in to that point there, and we'll exit. Now if we move out, can you see we have 1, 2, 3, 4 lines drawn. What we need to do is to put the arc in. So let's make sure that our Object Snap toolbar is showing, and I'm going to choose Draw Arc, 3-point arc, and I'll snap to the end of this line here. Then I'll pick the midpoint of the arc. The chord length is going to be 50, and we'll see how we go later, see how close we can get to that. So there's our arc into position. Now I've done this exactly the same over here with a slightly larger base plan. I've also thickened the lines up, the new lines that I've drawn. Now we now need to scale it. If, for the sake of argument, there's a good easy example here. Notice that the original surveyor has marked 100 feet for this boundary line. If I select it, you can see it reads 39.1. So we have to we have to scale everything by a factor of about 2.5. To work out the scale factor, choose your longest line, which in this case is 126.41. So we can just pick the line and read its length accurately, and we need to scale up from that point. What I then do is, let me just check back on this one again. If we look at that one there, it reads, well, an even easier way to do it, of course, is to use the align command, and I'll put a dimension in, an align dimension, I should have said. I'll put the align dimension in and come out here. So we've got a length of 48.617 for that length, and it ought to read 126.14. So our scale factor would be 126.14 over 48.617, a scale factor of 2.5945. And I could use the little calculator that we've got on the custom toolbar and calculate that out. So it should read, that long line should read 126.14, and we're going to divide it by what it actually reads, which is 48.617, and that equals 2.5945. We won't go out with all those decimal places. So we now have a scale factor. So I'll take the dimension off. I'll get rid of all of this because we're working on this one, and I'll even change our background colour to white, which makes it a little easier for everyone to see. And now we need to select all, right click and scale. I'll scale around about the mid here, and my scale factor we've just calculated at 2.5945 and hit enter, and then we'll unselect all. So now what we're interested in is how close have we got. Remember that first line should be 126.14 feet long. We've got 126.1, so it's pretty accurate, very good. This one here should be 68.83, 68.8. This one should be close to 100, got 101, so we're out just a little bit, 1% is not too bad. This one 112, should be 112.11. So I'm very happy with the accuracy of our model. Now we're in model space, and at this point we could get rid of our image. So there's our base plan. I'll turn line weight off just for the moment, and there's our site plan, all done for us nice and accurately. Now that's currently in feet. You might want to switch from the imperial environment to the metric environment, and you would scale that up to turn those lengths into millimeters. I'll just say no for the moment. So I hope that helps see how you turn a scanned image of a very old base plan into an accurate plan. You might remember, let's undo. You might remember the comment, see the chord length at 50 feet. Let's pick the arc and see what we've got. Here's our chord length, 50.6